Okay, so in today's video, we're going to be taking a look at the finals of the Adrian Cup tournament, which I held recently, both for the iOS side between Navi and Sin, and the Android side was between Iron Stars and Godz. So yeah, basically I took one game which kind of highlighted the gameplay of both sides. We're going to take a look at the gameplay here. This is actually the first time I'm seeing this, and I decided just to kind of keep things interesting to do commentary on it. So I think we can talk about the tournament first. How does this all work? Because quite often, when I post these videos, I always see these comments. Well, obviously the pay-to-win players are going to win, but the way that tournaments are run isn't really done that way. Okay, so basically what happens is whoever the tournament organizers are, they decide the hanger, and then that is all kind of set up by Pixonic, and it kind of appears in the hanger X. So when it comes down to the tournaments, everyone plays the custom battle mode. Everyone has the same robots, same weapons. Everything is the same. The levels is the same. There's no pilots in this case. You can see there's actually no active module either. So you can't use like advanced repair or phase shift. And, no drones allowed. What else? No last stand. I kind of selected that. And so I decided on a hanger. The hanger was Strider with the Glacier Rhyme, Cerberus with Redeemer Turons, the Typhon here with Igniters, the Mender with Havoc and Scatter, because we needed a healing bot as well, since you can't really heal up, there's no active, and also the Behemoth with Exodus. So that was the hanger, and why did I go for that kind of hanger? Like, there's no range. So the reason why I decided not to include range in this hanger is because when it comes down to the skill level of a player, I always find that the players that are the most skilled are really the best brawlers. It takes a certain type of skilled player to get close to their opponent. The closer you are, basically, the higher the risk. And that's what I really wanted to showcase with this hanger. Also, there's no lock-on weapons such as like Scourge or Spark. That forces the players to actually have to aim or lead the target. That's why you see rockets being used, or in the case of the Typhon, flames. So that's kind of what I was going for here, and I wanted to see how these players actually play these bots. You're also going to notice another thing too. I combine basically the robots with old and new. So you have like the Mender, you have the Strider, trying to think of like what the Cerberus. So combination of old and new, because I thought, with Champion League players, generally they know how to play the meta, the newest bots. But someone who's in like Gold League or Expert League, they may not necessarily have those bots. So I threw in like older bots like the Strider and the Mender in order to kind of balance things out. So it's kind of interesting to see how players play this, because not everyone knows how to play like a Strider or like the Cerberus, which was very interesting because I had a couple in my clan who had never played the Cerberus before, but that's kind of why I put that in there. So anyways, getting back to this game, we do have a bit of a brawl here at the beach for this beacon. And even though Navi has a significant lead on the beacon bar, if you take a look at the mini-map, Sin has the key beacons here in order to win this game. So it's going to be very interesting here to see how this turns out, because the thing with the beacon rush with this hanger X, you have to be very careful when you drop in to protect the beacon. You don't select your drone, because I remember when I was practicing this hanger X, I accidentally did that a couple of times when I was practicing with my clanmates, and in this tournament, if that does happen, you have to kill your bot. Okay, so if you keep on playing, you're going to be disqualified. You can't do that. So really tricky situation here. I think what's happening is the Strider is trying to make a move for this beacon, but one thing you're going to notice, especially when it comes to top clans, they never attack alone. They always have a teammate or two before they make a move. So what you're going to find is with the Strider, he's looking to the left side. I think they're going to make a coordinated push here for this beacon. It looks like he's going to do that, so you're going to see a bit of a timed attack. I'm just looking at the timer here and looking to see what's going to happen. So he is making a move. He got EMP'd, so he can't do anything. And I think there's going to be another move here. He's probably going to make a move pretty soon. I'm looking at the arrow on the left side. So yeah, he made a move, and you can actually see someone's firing on the right side. So that's his buddy. And if you take a look at the mini-map, notice how they're moving towards the D beacon at the top. So you have 2 or 3 red players making a move for the same beacon. So you're going to notice this happen really often amongst top clans especially. You know, they do that in order to increase their survival. And yeah, so he's going to go for this beacon, but unfortunately that player did drop in to protect it. And another thing you're going to see here is the corner shooting. Okay, so it happens very often when you watch top players play. They always corner shoot, they always use cover really effectively, or at least try to. You can see this guy got locked down. And whoa, look at his health. Oh my gosh, 475. He's still alive, you're kidding me. So yeah, he's in a really bad situation right now. I think he's deciding, you know, should he try to sacrifice his bot on the left side. I'm not sure how many bots he has left. Is this his last? It might be his last. So let's see if he's going to try to maybe use his ability to lock that player down. I'm not sure if he actually missed. It looks like he might have missed. Oh, you know what? He triggered his cloaking units. So now this is really interesting, because now they're still down on beacons. The beacon bar for the red team is going down, so you're going to see a massive push here soon. So a lot of Mendes trying to defend beacons. This guy is going to probably go down soon. He doesn't have that much health left. And, you know, more players just dropped in at this beacon to defend. And that's going to be game. So who ended up winning? It was Navi who ended up beating Sin in the final. So congrats to Navi. And now we're going to take a look at Godz versus Iron Stars on Canyon map. Okay, so the game is underway, and I'm just waiting for this Iron Stars player to kind of drop in with their bot. Kind of curious to see what bot they choose. And it looks like they have dropped in with the Typhon. Actually, they have quite a few Typhons here, so I think at least 4 Typhons and a Strider. Make that 5 Typhons and a Strider. So I actually found the Typhon Igniter was the strongest bot, I think, in this lineup. And then after that, I want to say the Cerberus with Redeemer Tyrans, and maybe the Strider as well. So if you guys are kind of wondering, you know, why is there no game sounds? So I was actually given this footage by this player here, but unfortunately he didn't record the game sound. So I decided to do some commentary just to kind of keep things interesting, and also this way we can kind of dissect these games and maybe learn from it as well. So in the previous game, you know, on Power Plant map between Navi and Sin, I mentioned that a lot of these top clans, whenever they make coordinated pushes, you never really see them, you know, make that push alone. Usually it's in groups of 2 or 3. And that's pretty much what we're going to see, I think, in this game. We're actually seeing, you know, it happen right now with Godz. So they have 3 players here on the left side. I believe it's 2 Typhons and 1, I think it's Cerberus. And this combo that we have going on between the Stride and the Typhon is interesting too, because what's actually happening there is the Stride is trying to knock their shields down, and then once the shields have been knocked down, this Typhon moves in to try to EMP them. So you see a lot of teamwork, a lot of effective use of cover, a lot of corner shooting as well. You know, these are all the things that you see you know, top players tend to do, not just in tournaments like this, even on the live server you see it you know, happen very often. And I know quite often, you know, players say, well, these players are paid to win, but man, when you see them play like in Hangar X or something, that is when you really see their skill level. And quite often, you know, this is the reason why they're at the top when it comes to Champion League. So what's actually happening right now, these players here on the left side, you know, they're trying to bait the Godz players out into the open and flank them. So there is a player, you know, behind that mound on the left side, but you can see he's kind of getting flushed out, and now he's getting flanked. So he's out in the open. So you're going to see a lot of that happen, and it's something you have to actually be very careful of, especially when you're playing on the live server. It's not just something that you see happen, you know, in these tournaments. It happens very often. And notice how the Godz player, the Strider, he's making a move to the left side here to back his teammate up. So this is what I'm talking about. You always see them move in groups of 2 or 3, always trying to cover each other. And, this is just a style of play that you see quite often in Champion League. Okay, so this guy has dropped in now with his Cerberus. And this bot is actually very effective when it comes to corner shooting. Very much like the Boa back in the day. So you see how he's moving in to move and protect this teammate. Now he's moving in front so that he can offer his Aegis shield to protect his teammate. And now we have the Strider moving around. And again, we're seeing that flanking happening. And again, we're seeing more flanking happening over here. So they have 2 or 3 guys there. They're also grouped up. Iron Stars is kind of making an arc around here. This guy's deciding to take the safer route. Yeah, this Hanger X, I tell you, when you don't have the ability to heal or like use phase shift, you tend to play it a lot more cautiously. Because one wrong move and you're pretty much done for. So you see how we're seeing a lot of corner shooting happening here. He's using his terrain. He's trying to fire around, trying to knock that shield down so he's more vulnerable. And I think he's trying to get... Yeah, I think he wants to take out that behemoth back there. And that Godz player, he's moving in to kind of protect his teammate. So you see them moving as a unit, like from one beacon to the next. Okay, so they're all like clumped up here, but you can see that even this player, he's trying to flank and get some good positioning on those players at center. Notice what he's doing, he's keeping that Aegis shield down on this player, because if his teammate has something like the Glacier Rhymes on a Strider, he will be able to take out that player with Splash. So he's keeping that shield down, see? And it makes him also more vulnerable to things like EMPs by the Typhon or even the Blackout ability of the Cerberus. So now you see all that corner shooting happening here. Yeah, he's trying to get... he keeps that shield down so that he can actually get this guy with an EMP or something. Or the Blackout ability, and there we go. So we have the lock. He went out into the open. He wasn't patient enough, and it was costly for that player. So now we are seeing another move here, closer to center. Looks like they're trying to dig these red players out from center so they can get that beacon. And again, we're seeing flanking happening. So they're trying to get positioning on the map. And I'm pretty sure this guy that we're seeing playing here with the Cerberus, he probably has backup nearby. So you see how they're moving to the left side, but there's 2 guys moving as a group. So we have a Mender on the left. And what does that guy have? Typhon. Okay, so now the Mender is there. He's probably going to hide. But notice how the other Mender is coming to help. And again, he got EMP'd. So they're all getting baited out into the open here and getting locked down by that Blackout ability. So notice what's happening here with this Cerberus. He wants to actually go for that beacon, but he doesn't make a move because he doesn't have backup. So he's buying time. He's trying to actually bait that other player. I think it's a Mender. If he can bait him out into the open, he can lock him down. And notice what that behemoth is doing. He's trying to move across so they can help his teammate out. So again, we're seeing a lot of that teamwork happen, especially in Hanger X. Whether it be this tournament or just a simple Hanger X game that you are playing. A lot of times the top players will end up doing that because it increases their chance of survival. And if you can do this on the live server, it makes a huge difference. So you see how he's trying to single out that one player there, but notice what's happening with that behemoth. The other one, he's thinking about helping his buddy out. So we're having a lot of flanking happening here. These guys are trying to bait them all out into the open. So a lot of these players on the Godz side, I'm not sure if they're in their last bots, but a lot of them have behemoths. They're all in Behemoths, I think, right? There's at least 2 there. I think maybe even 3. Yeah, I think he wants to make a move here. And yeah, he's trying. You see what he's doing? He's trying to trigger that guy's cloaking, because once he triggers all the cloaking units, he should be able to take out that Behemoth pretty easily. Because then he can just stay out of the 300 meter range of the Exodus and outrange him. So again, he's moving back here to support his teammates. What they're trying to do is they're trying to bait them out into the open, where they're more vulnerable. And again, like, you don't have any last stand, no phase shift, no advanced repair. Once you are caught out in the open, that's it. So now they're making a move here. This game is actually pretty close. We're down to, just over a minute. And the beacon bars are kind of identical, but Godz at this point have just lost way too many bots. And, Iron Stars actually ends up going on to win the tournament for the Android side. So congrats to Iron Stars, and also congrats to Navi. Those are the 2 winners for the iOS and the Android side. And also a very big thank you to the esports team for hosting and organizing this tournament, and also Pixonic for providing prizes and setting up the Hangar X for the Adrian Cup tournament. So anyways, guys, that's pretty much the 2 highlight games I wanted to share with you guys. I hope you guys did enjoy it. Thank you for watching, and until the next video, I'll catch you guys later.